Perfect.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Game and Talk. I am your host, Daniel J. Collette, and joining me today in the Coffee Breath studio is my friend DJ.
Hello.
And today, our game is Mount Your Friends for the PC. Mount Your Friends. Alright, so while I'm setting up the game here, DJ, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience? Tell us
All right.
where you're from, what
I'm
you do here at Everson.
I'm DJ. My name is actually Michael, though. It's complicated. My last name is Dayton-Jones. It's hyphenated. I'm a mixed race individual from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, which is not the nicest place to grow up if you're multicultural. But then I came to Boston, much more open, much more accepting. Ready to play some Mountain with Friends games.
What is it that you do here at Emerson?
Oh, what do I do here? So I am one of the rare eggs. I'm a communication disorders major. So that's basically speech-language pathology. If you've ever heard of a speech therapist, that's my future goal in life. But we study like communication sciences and disorders. So any sort of like motor speech disorders, language disability or delays, anything that inhibits someone's ability to speak or communicate properly with their peers,
awesome,
friends, family, all that good stuff.
Very interesting. So the goal here is to climb the highest on top of the goat. So what you're going to do is press the button that corresponds to the limb that you want to move, and then you use the stick to direct that limb. And whenever a limb touches something,
will grab on?
Yeah, it clings to whatever surface it touches.
Alright.
So you want to get as high as you can and then hit start to end your turn. Communication disorders is it's interesting. It's a really specific thing. How did you get into that?
Well, I grew up, my parents were both, come on, get up there. My parents were both physicians. Like how it... God damn it. Okay, that's as good as I'm gonna get. Oh no, I can do better.
I believe in you.
Yes!
Oh, great.
So if I do that...
You have to hit start to end your turn, yeah.
So
you spent a lot of time
parents
in
were doctors
offices,
so I really got a sense of like what it was like going into medicine, basically. I had a lot of family friends whose parents were doctors. I met doctors all the time. I didn't really like how doctors treated their patients in the way that it was more they were just trying to fix whatever illness they had. They weren't really connecting with the person as an individual. Mm-hmm. And I had speech therapy when I was a kid. I saw a speech pathologist because I was born with a cleft lip. So my hard palate and like my upper lip were detached basically. So when I was born, my lip was completely split open, mm-hmm. which is something that in speech pathology you deal with a lot because whenever something like that happens, obviously the child's going to have motor speech problems because, I had a few like speech impediments when I was a kid that through speech therapy I was able to help, and I loved my Dr. Bob, who was the nicest guy ever. They're not actually physicians, but they're doctors, obviously, because they get their doctorate in whether it's audiology or speech-language pathology. So to be a registered... Come on. I'm above you now, right? Yes.
Yeah, you can hit start now. There you go.
So to be a registered speech-language pathologist in a lot of states, you do have to go on to get your doctorate in that field. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of studying. I have to go to grad school after this, obviously, for the next 4 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
Got a long road ahead of me. Right now, though, I am doing an internship where I'm sort of a SLP assistant in a school system. I'm working with hearing impaired and deaf children at a school in Jamaica Plain.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we go in, and it's not early intervention because that's before school age, but we're pulling kids out of the classroom for 1 hour sessions where we run diagnostics tests and therapy sessions to improve their ability to basically catch up with their hearing peers in the classroom. Mm-hmm. Look how good I am.
Very nice swing. Good swing. Watch your donger there. It's swinging around real hard.
I keep an eye on my dong.
So the kids you're working with are only deaf, or is it all communication disorders?
It's actually in this specific like field. I got it through a class, like it's called the field experience. So basically, you tell them like, what's the experience you've had? And in the past, I used to do Jumpstart. I was basically an assistant preschool teacher for a while, so I had a lot of practice working with kids in the school system. So when I told my professor that, she was like, "Oh, well, I have a perfect like position for you then."
5 seconds.
Oh gosh, I'm
Failed.
failed.
Oh.
All right,
It was a hard battle.
a valiant effort. That was good. That was good.
We can see
How
our
high have you
perfect
gotten in
relation.
this before?
It doesn't measure your height, but I've gotten
Okay.
pretty fucking far. Because it'll just keep going until one person loses.
Okay.
Eventually it becomes like impossible because you only have 60 seconds. So you've got this job,
Right.
and are you gonna continue doing that? What's
Well,
your plan for
that's the thing. I love that. So basically, I'm observing a speech language pathologist when I'm there, and she's like my supervisor. And she would be happy to have me stay, but since it is through Emerson, the insurance that Emerson pays for any sort of liability things won't be there anymore. So she doesn't really know how I'd be like legally allowed to be there unless I was offered like a position by the school.
Yeah.
But SLPs aren't really employed by the school.
Right.
So the positive thing is it's now giving me a lot of like good references and
Yeah, of course.
opportunities for where I want to apply in the future. Right now I have some friends that like graduated last year that are working with kids on the autism spectrum.
Oh yeah.
And my girlfriend, who's also in my major, is currently working there. And she goes in, and it's much less like therapy based. It's more you go in and you don't want the kids to think that you're like trying to be an instructor, trying to like give them therapy, you know what I mean? It's more you go in and you want them to feel that you're their friend, and then you guide them in conversation to better help them like grow accustomed to that sort of situation,
Yeah.
you know? So I have a interview for a position lined up after we graduate, so I hopefully will have the opportunity to continue with that. But I've never really worked with that sort of special needs. Like my experience more does stick with, you know, sort of like motor speech disorders, just with like what I've
More on
observed.
speech stuff.
Yeah, more on speech stuff. So I don't know. I there are a lot of different things you can do in this field.
Yeah, it's
So-
really interesting because there's. I've met a couple communication disorders people, and I always think it's interesting because it's such a specific field to study that people always like tend to have a reason
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
be in there. So I think that's always interesting to hear. But
And especially at Emerson, like people don't even really realize
right,
what
I
it
mean,
is when I try and explain it to them.
Yeah, I was.
But
gonna-
it was actually the first major at our school. I don't know if you knew that.
Really?
So it was what our school started out as, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was gonna bring that up. It must be weird sometimes to be literally the only science major at like a mostly
Definitely an
art
outcast.
and communication school.
And within my field, like my roommate and I are the only two men in the entire senior class that are like in this major. So like
That's
it's a
crazy.
very female dominated field apparently, which I didn't realize going into it at all. I don't really know why that is the case.
Huh. It is such a specific field to study, but there's also a lot of different stuff you can do with it. Like you said, you're more interested in kind of the hearing and communication side of it, but then it also includes mental disabilities too. Oh, that's a sad.
That happens?
That's a sad.
That happens?
drop, yeah.
Oh my gosh,
You just swung yourself
Sorry.
around there. That's the physics,
That's right.
dude.
Yeah, they really take the natural world into account here.
Yeah, this is a
The laws of
this is a
physics
real sports
really
simulation.
matter. They really just randomly choose a name here.
Yeah,
Is-
the name is random every time, and so is their look. It's amazing. They have such awesome names. This is an awesome game. I think it's Stegosaurus Games who made this. It's really awesome.
Oh, that's
That was a pretty good
a
one.
good position.
You're Rigoberto Finkelstein.
That's actually my uncle's name.
So you're graduating
I am
from
graduating.
Emerson. Yeah.
May.
You mentioned that you're going to grad school. Do you have a plan for that yet? Are you gonna work a
I
little
do,
bit first?
so yeah, I want to gain some experience and take. So I'm taking next year off and like working here.
Yeah.
In whatever job I find myself in. And then I'll be studying for grad school, taking the GREs.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. I planned on just going straight to grad school. That's certainly what my dad wanted me to do. But like my advisor like really was, I don't know, he was adamant to all of his advisees to really take the time to figure out what you want to do, like what do you want to like actually eventually go into.
When you're choosing your kind of, I guess, career path, was Emerson the only place you were looking at? Because it's such a communication disorder is a really specific thing. I don't know of many other schools that teach that.
It's actually a much larger field than people do realize. I actually applied to a lot of schools for different things, but like I knew if I went to Emerson, this was definitely the only thing I would be interested in studying. My dad was really like encouraging me to go into like pre-med.
Did you always know that you wanted to do like
speech pathology?
Speech pathology, yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean, in communication disorders, you can go into speech pathology or you can do audiology, which sort of is closely related to what my internship is right now, even though I am observing an SLP. I'm observing an SLP who like specialized in the audiologic field of speech language pathology. So being an audiologist is actually more closely related to being a physician. Like a lot of people think, because audiologists usually work in hospitals, and a lot of people will see an audiologist and just think that they are like a full-fledged doctor that went to medical school, but that's not the case. I mean, they still got their doctorate in audiology.
He's learning fast. He's adapting to the climb.
I did cheerleading in high school, believe it or not. So, you know.
Wait, really?
I did.
You're a cheerleader?
I did.
That's awesome.
My high school, it was really conservative high school that like.
And where was this again? You said Maryland?
It was in Maryland, but like it's a weird part of Maryland. Like I can walk into Virginia, like from where I am on the border.
Okay.
So, like my private school that I went to my whole life was founded the year that like public schools were forced to be integrated, and the town that I grew up in, the county, was the last county in the United States to ever force integration in schools.
That's crazy.
So it was a pretty backwards thing in time. But the reason my private school was founded was so that rich white kids could go to school without black students. And in the 90s, when I eventually went to the school, I was the first black student to go to the school.
Holy shit.
So they really managed to hold that off for a long time.
That's insane.
Yeah.
How did you even like end up there at that point? Like,
my dad got a position to be the head of the medical staff at the hospital in that town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then like my mom and dad moved there, and then like I was just raised in this town, and as backwards as this private school was, it far and away had the best like education standards. So, you know.
So you were at the school. You were cheerleader.
Oh yeah, that's why we got into it. I backtracked. So, beyond their racial discord at this school, they also were very against like genders doing certain things. So like men played on the basketball team and girls could be cheerleaders. They didn't have like a female basketball team.
Wow, they didn't even have female sports?
No. They had field hockey in the fall.
The women's sports.
And we did have a female lacrosse team in the spring. But like during the winter, the only thing that like girls were allowed to do was cheerleading. And guys, they never really were like, oh, guys can't be cheerleaders, but it just never came up. So I kind of jokingly was like, oh, I'm going to be a cheerleader. And I wasn't serious until they were telling me, oh no, like that can't happen. And I was like, well, that's ridiculous. So like, I'm going to be
So you learned the sport just to spite them?
So I was trying to force progressive ideas onto my backwards thinking school. So they kept trying to make excuses. They were like, oh, well, we can't buy a male uniform because no one else in the future is ever going to want to do this. So then I bought my own uniform and then just started showing up to tryouts. And the cheerleading coach was totally fine with it. It was like the headmaster that didn't want me to do this. And like the basketball coach, because like then, like there was a time when the basketball coach said to the entire team, "I'm sick of that faggot showing up to our games and making our school look bad."
Deep South,
and that basketball coach is now somehow the headmaster as of last year at my high school. And
so he just
like,
he went from fucking basketball coach
to headmaster, and I was
school.
just like, we're upgrading. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I continued to do this. I went to cheerleading camp 2 years, 2 summers.
To hone your craft of being an asshole to your school.
I wanted to make sure that I was, if I was going to be the only male cheerleader, I had to be a good one. You know, set the standards.
Wow, that's some dedication. Jesus.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna do some experimental mounting here. We'll start with fencing. This one's a personal favorite. So this is the most dangerous of climbing sports. So the goal of this mode is to stab the other person with a sword that is attached
on
to
our
your
head.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you touch the other person's sword, you lose. Oh, I got you right where I want you, dude. Oh no.
Oh. Okay. Oh wow, my limbs are falling off.
Oh yeah, you get disembodied, including your dick. It falls off when you get stabbed.
Okay.
DJ and I met through Emerson's esports. Your game of choice is Super Smash Brothers.
It's definitely Super Smash. I mean, before I came here, I thought I was like godly at Super Smash Brothers.
Well, yeah, everyone.
And like I like would brag all the time, and people would be like, "Oh, I'm so good at Smash Brothers." And then I like met people that were actually good at Smash Brothers.
Yeah, then you meet people who actually play the game,
and I was just like, "Holy shit! Like, I want to get as good as these people." And I don't know. I mean, like, our friends like Alex Monahan just got me really into it, and I'm like drawn to the competitiveness that like. If I was at this point, like if I was actually like better than, you know, all these people I'm playing with, I wouldn't have as much fun. But because I keep playing with people that like destroy me, like want to get better.
Yeah, it's that sense of kind of improving alongside other people.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah,
which I guess is why I don't get too invested in like, you know, like open world games. Sort of
like
stuff,
any kind of single player game.
Yeah.
That's I experienced.
Oh my god! I thought for
that
sure.
was so close.
I thought for sure.
That was so. Oh! That movement. Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was sick. What is your Smash game of choice? There are a few of them. Most of them have a competitive scene.
Melee, but I'm not the best at melee. Like I like Project M, you know, which has been discontinued sadly.
Do you have much experience mounting? I usually like ask that question when we played a fishing game on the show before, and I was like, "Hey, like, you have any stories about fishing?" It doesn't really work in this situation, unless you have any stories about mounting that you want to tell me. In which case, I'm open to it. Also, notice that even the coins have their own swinging dicks.
Oh my god! The attention to detail.
Oh,
you pushed me into it.
I threw you onto the coin.
Thanks for the
god
boost.
Damn it.
Why am I not touched? Okay.
Oh fuck! I'm not stuck to anything.
What can I attach to? What can I attach to here?
Me, fucker.
Alright, what's the plan?
Oh no. Oh, I'll force you off of this. I am not willing to budge here.
Oh. Yes!
No! Do you have a place you usually compete in Smash? You go to tournaments often?
Yeah, I go to Game Underground. Yeah.
Game Underground. Awesome place. Great guy that owns it, Jamie. I go there for Street Fighter.
So how good are you at Street Fighter? Like, are you like a competitive like?
Yeah, I compete.
You hold your own.
I mean, I can hold my own. Like
are you as good at Street Fighter as like Alex is at Smash?
Well, Alex sucks at Smash. Game Underground, great place to go for all kinds of video games. Throw a link to them in the description, down here maybe. So we're going to try horizontal climbing now. This is similar to the mode that we were doing before, but now we're climbing sideways. Okay. Just a little variation on the theme. If people are interested in seeing your Smash play, could they look you up? Are there videos of you? Are there videos of you?
There are a few YouTube videos of me getting bodied by a Kirby at a Smash and Xanadu.
Oh wait, you sent me one. You sent me one a few. Oh, I forgot the timer. You sent me one like a year ago. It was like the funniest video ever of you just getting fucking blown.
It was my first time on stream, so I was a little nervous.
Oh god, I was
nervous. I had just learned how to wave shine with Fox, so I was like focusing on the technical stuff, not playing the smart game. But
I'm gonna link that right here. You can click here to watch DJ.
The second game of the set was a lot better. I switched to Wario. I improved. Yeah, if you ever want to find me, there are a few videos on YouTube. My tag is Nemo.
And where did that come from?
Well, my nickname was Nemo as a kid when I used to play soccer, because if you've ever seen the popular Disney Pixar film Nemo, he has a fucked up broken fin, and boom, as do I. We both have a little birth defect on our left side here. I don't have a thumb, and I'm still kicking this kid's ass at Mountain or Crumbs. So whenever I play someone in Smash, I make a point to brag to them that they are losing to someone who only has one thumb and only has a very limited joint capacity on the left side as well. This is my fist here, but you learn how to play.
What is your condition called?
It is called radial kleptoformity, and it is more likely to be born, like 2 times more likely to be born with 2 urethras than like be born with radial kleptoformity. They usually open up when you like meet a new class and your professor's like, tell us something interesting about you. I like to state that fact. Like, so I'm rare.
that you're more rare.
I'm rarer than someone with
double-headed
2
dick.
teeth.
That's what the episode is going to be titled. Game and Talk. Episode whatever, featuring DJ. Quotes, more rare than a double-headed dick.
I should look up the condition of that so that I have more...
Jake?
I got you.
We're going to do some fact-checking now to find out what it means to have 2 urethras on your dick. Do you pee out of one of them?
It's not like you have two, because there's another condition where you like have 2 heads, you know, like there was that guy that had like 2 penises, and he was offered like to like be in a porn movie for like and that woman that had like 2 vaginas, and she was offered like literally like $200,000 to be in a porn movie, and she said no. And then Oprah had her on her show.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They're like, so you said no to this. They're just like,
I don't even need to see her in a porn movie. Just put her in any kind of movie. I just want to see what it looks like. Where does the other one go? Actually, this is fucking weird. I don't want to think about it too hard. What's more important is your condition. So, which is simply too rare to be described.
When I was born, I had way less mobility than I have now. I've had like 6 surgeries on my hand here.
Wow.
My mom actually didn't know what this was, but my dad did. So when I came out, like my arm was like stuck like this, and I couldn't really move it. And I had a bunch of surgeries, and they almost briefly considered cutting off my big toe and then attaching it to my left arm so that I would have like a thumb, so that it would basically be used as a thumb.
Is that
and I'm
possible?
Yeah. That's a
Science
lot.
Is fucking crazy.
Yeah, like back in the
turn a toe into a tongue.
Like 19. But we didn't do that because my dad was like, well, I'm a soccer player, and he's probably going to want to play soccer, and you definitely need your toes to play soccer. So let's hope you can just figure out, like, because there's some people that are born with both their hands like that, and if that's the case, you need a thumb.
Yeah.
So, like, they always will attach, like, your toe, apparently.
Wow, that's wild.
I know. I'm so fucking happy, though. Like, it would be our toes are way bigger than a thumb. That would look weird as shit.
It would.
And, like, would it grow normally? I don't understand.
Would it have a nail? Would you, like, grow a toenail on your hand?
Yeah, I mean, it would be my toenail just on my... But, like, our toes are not like our thumb. I did a fucking dumb decision if that is. I'd be so pissed.
So you're glad that you don't have part of your foot on your hand?
Toe hands, yes.
That would have been a nice tag, toe hand.
And that would just get in the way if I was trying to play Smash, you know? I remember when Emerson hosted that, like, Smash event with, like, Mafia and, like, all those, like, serious Smashers.
Yeah.
And, like, these kids came up to me and was like, "You're an inspiration." And I was just like, dude, just, like... It's like,
fuck you,
nothing
man.
that impressive. Like, I'm just playing a game.
I just want to play
It's
video
the only way I
games.
know how to
want
play.
it.
Like, thank you. But yeah, apparently Radio Club Performing is, I think it's 1 in 250,000 people.
Wow.
Which I would think was cooler if I didn't. One time I was in just a small town, Connecticut. I was leaving a movie theater. I was leaving Jurassic World. And this guy was walking out of the theater who, I swear to God, had a hand just like mine. So I just ran up to him and I had no idea what I was going to say. I was just like, "Hey, man, like, I didn't,
What's
like,
up,
this
dude?
kind of
How's it
awkward,
going?"
but, like, look, like, that's awesome."
You should have been really subtle. Like, "Hi, my name's DJ," and go to, like, shake his hand and then use yours. Be like, "What?"
And I was just like, "Do you have Radio Club Before Me?" And then he, like, he literally was like, "I don't know what the fuck they call it, man." And just like, "Well, it looks like you got what I got." And then he just, like, shook my hand and was like, "All right, bye." And I was just like, "Oh, I wanted a picture with you or something."
My fun fact that I usually use when I'm introducing myself to people is that I'm allergic to cockroach poop.
How did you come to find that out?
Great
a lot of
question.
cockroaches.
No, I don't think I've ever even seen a cockroach in my life. I don't even...
What, can they just screen for that in, like, allergy tests?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of, like, I have, like, some pretty intense seasonal allergies, and, like, I'm like, allergic to shellfish, and I have asthma, so when I was really young, they were, like, testing me. I guess they decided, like, hey, we should probably check if he's allergic to anything else after they found out that I ate a lobster and fucking, like, choked.
Damn.
So they were like, hey, we should probably check if he's allergic to anything else. So there's this procedure that they do where they stab you in the back with, like, 100 different needles that all contain, like, common allergies. And, Jesus, this is a mess. All right, young Yust, I believe in you.
And was that the only thing? Cockroach poop?
Yeah, so I didn't react to
You're not allergic to cockroaches.
Not
just
to cockroaches.
That makes sense. What is in their excrement other than what they've been eating? Like,
I have no idea. Maybe it's the way that their body processes and releases it, but I'm not allergic to cockroaches. I've never seen one, so I can't confirm. Like, I've never, like, touched a cockroach. But I guess they found cockroach shit somewhere, put it in a fucking tube, and stabbed it into me. I'm, like, 6 years old, and I'm having cockroach shit injected into my system. I know, right? Fucking... Where I can control cockroaches' fucking bowels. Just, that's my power to make them void their shit.
You could really help out the X-Men with that.
That'd be a fucking crazy superpower, just making people shit.
It would be pretty shitty.
Shut the fuck up, Jake. We did some good climbing today, DJ. I'm very impressed.
Valiant effort.
You learned how to climb. If you can say nothing else about this past hour of your life, at least you can tell all your friends that you know how to mount them now.
I can download this game on Steam. Apparently, you can get it for the Mac. So.
Link is
boom.
Here. Link is here. I think that's about all the time that we have. Thank you so much for being on the show, DJ. It's been great to have you. Is there anything? This is usually the point where I ask people if they, like, want to plug, like, their art or something, because I almost have, like, film people on here. But, like, is there anything you want to plug before we go?
Look up some stuff about speech-language pathology. You know, be more open-minded about deaf culture. Boom. So it's a big thing that our society doesn't realize.
Don't be a fucking dick.
Don't be ignorant. You know?
Don't be ignorant.
Boom.
Don't be a dick.
And you know what? If your high school tells you can't be on the fucking cheerleading team,
look at this music
fight them. Fight them. Thank you.
Fight your high school. Become a male cheerleader. Learn an entire sport because someone told you you can't. That's what DJ did. Awesome. So before you go, I'm going to have you, in the tradition of our show, I'm going to have you give our wall ornament bear, the moose, a kiss. So we're going to capture that now. But thanks again, DJ. It's been great.
Of course, dude.
This has been another episode of Game and Talk brought to you by Coffee Breath. I am your host, Daniel J. Collette, and we are signing off.